This is Jason Smith of the Flensburg Files, and our next set of tongue twisters deals with the long E, consisting of words with one E or double E and sometimes EA. All three have one thing in common, and that they all have the E sound in there in English. And the reason why I've presented the tongue twisters is because the long E can be mixed up in German as well as other languages. In German, especially with the double E, it sounds like the word A in most of the words there. However, we have the long E, and that can be mixed up with the German I. But that's a whole different story here. In some cases, even in an English language, we do have homophobic words where we have words that have two different meanings in there, and of course they can be mixed up here. And one of the most mixed up words that I've seen so far as a teacher has been the difference between bear and beer. And I usually start off with this anecdote because many people have that problem with mixing up with the animal bear with the beer, because not only in terms of the spelling but also in terms of pronunciation. And here's the anecdote I have for you. 4 Germans and 4 Americans go camping in the forest. 2 Germans go to the camper to grab some beer. The rest were at the campfire. Seconds later, the 2 German campers come back hollering, "Beer! Beer! Beer!" The 4 Americans were very thirsty and they ran towards the camper to get some beer. What do you think happens next? And with that, I do have a set of tongue twisters involving the difference between bear and beer. We'll start off with the first one. Hearing clear see. A bear hears a queer, jeering over a beer, sneering over its ears. There are the bears, they must wear their neckwear. They cannot bear the swearing of the queers drinking the beer. The deers are right here, shearing cans of beer, while the bears over there cannot bear to stare at the queers who are bare, sneering over the beers. Another set. I cannot bear bearberry beer, made with bear berries. A bear bears burying the berries for beer. Bar none, the bear is not beer, but berries buried by the bear. For the beer by Birgit Beer of the Bear Beer Company in Beerheide near Buxtehude. Please note, bar none means the same as with the exception of or just simply except. In German, we would mean Ausnahme. Another set. How can a bear berry beer made with bear beer berries, buried by bears for the beer? And the last one in the series. Bear beer berry bar, born by berry beer, barred by the bears because bear beer buried bear berries. Bar none, the berries for the beer are barred by the bear. Keep in mind that you might want to practice that a bit more often there, not only as individuals, but also as a group here. We're going to move on to the next set of long E's, and we'll start with this one here, with double ER, EAR, ERE, and ARE. ARE, of course, is with air. Do you hear some deer clear in here, spearing for beer, dressed in nuclear gear? No, I hear not the deer, but the beer in here. It tears clear tears as it hears King Lear. Keep in mind King Lear. If you don't know that one, think of William Shakespeare. For all you Star Trek fans out there, this one's for you. We have an example with EAM. Kirk screams a dream. Beam me up, Scotty. Scotty daydreams gleam cream. Beams Kirk a seam that's downstream, and streams sunbeam in the bloodstream. Beam me up, Scotty, screams a gleaming Kirk. He beams a team of Klingons. In the millstream they scream. Beam us some seams, you daydreaming seamstress. Please note, gleam cream is actually the same as what the gleam toothpaste that existed during the 70s and 80s. And seamstress is a person who creates or even repairs clothing. Here's one with EAN. If Sina is a Creolian, if Sabina is a European, if Maria is a Mediterranean, if Fina is a Korean, and Fiona is a Crimean, then why shouldn't we be clean and be cosmopolitans? The next one was EEN. In the green canteen are 13 queens in evergreen screens hanging on 17 wintergreens on the screen. But off screen, they preen a teen wearing an evergreen velveteen shagreen, seen by 16 teenagers wearing sunscreen, as clean and overseen by 17 queens. Now the mixture of EAN and EEN. Dean demeans the queen. Kathleen is keen on cleaning the beans to make the queen happy. Dean is keen to bemean the queen because the queen is mean to Kathleen because the soybeans are unclean, and the queen's canteen is full of evergreens. The queen is mean to Dean and Kathleen because Dean cleaned her gaudy green canteen and Kathleen preened her evergreens. With EES and EEZE. Through 3 cheese trees, 3 free fleas flew. While these fleas flew, freezy breeze blew. Freezy breeze made these 3 trees freeze. Freezy trees made these trees cheese freeze. That's what made these 3 free fleas sneeze. EET. Pete meets Miss Wheat on Main Street. Pete eats sweet beets with Miss Wheat on Main Street. Pete tweets to Blackfeet about Miss Wheat's beets on Main Street. Now Blackfeet from the back street eats sweet beets with Pete and Miss Wheat. With EAT. He eats lunch meat on the love seat. She eats raw meat in the back seat. They eat red meat in the child seat. And now the overeaten seatmates are reseated on the hot seat. And now with the mixture with eat. We had a treat on Main Street, the drum beat of the Blackfeet, from the back street of High Street, with an upbeat and a feat, to defeat the drum beats of the deadbeats, selling meat with wheat as a treat. The fleet of the Blackfeet defeated the deadbeats with the drum beat, while the deadbeats retreated along Main Street on the hot seat for cheating. Any questions? Okay, very good.